Go live. Looks like we're good to go. All right, what's up? Good evening, everybody. All right, so as per usual, you guys know the deal. We'll give everybody here just a few minutes while my cat yells at me. Um, what? Not right now. Hold on. Um, but oops. I hear you. Yeah, just give me 1 second and we'll go ahead and get started. Sorry, my cat was going bonkers just for a second. We're going to go over the news. We're going to go over today's setup and then obviously looking at some of the critical data sets that we have going into this week. So, red everywhere. My wife says hi. Oh, hello to your wife and yourself as well. Good evening, Aaron. What's up? Yeah, give me 1 second. I'm logging in to um, my other TikTok so I can watch my own stream. I guess we can do that. Hold on 1 second. Let me TikTok. And then, of course, guys, after that, we'll go ahead and take some requests as well. So just give me 1 second. All right, TikTok, I'm going to have to restart the stream. Sorry. 1 second. That sucks. Sorry about this, guys. YouTube. I've been having difficulties with TikTok lately, so let's give this one more shot. All right, there we go. All right, much better. Alrighty, so no more delay. Sorry about that. New camera. No, I've actually had this camera for a minute. I'm just shy. No, I sometimes I just don't turn it on. So I mean, if I'm gonna be up early, I'm not always. You're not gonna catch me at my glimmer, So, all right, so let's go ahead and let's recap over today. We saw the S&P down 3.88%, the Nasdaq 4.6%, the Russell 4.7%, and the Dow Jones 2.7% as the market scrapes around that bear market territory. I'll do that again, Rogue. So every sector was red, with energy losing 5.22%, real estate 4.8%, and communications with 4.71%. After a rough weekend of price action, crypto assets dominated the trending tab, of course, because of the relatively large crash that we saw over the weekend going into Monday. Redbox up 15.68%. That was one of those short squeeze targets, and it has been trending pretty much day after day. Oracle. So we took a little bit of a gamble here, which we obviously don't promote. The gambling, but those who do have it within their risk management and know better and know that whatever you take with you, you're liable to lose. We did take Oracle calls to the upside. This one is up 11. We took a straddle on it, so we're both took about $100, hit the $72 strike, and the $55 strike to the downside. Basically even premium to both sides, and of course, and after hours, this one is up around the $73 level. So we're actually feeling pretty good about these contracts here opening up. That's funny. But yeah, those should open up pretty well. The company reported revenue of $11.84 billion and adjusted earnings of $1.54 per share. Now, really Nice. Famine incoming? I sure hope not. I'm buying lots of oats though. Um, if you guys are on TikTok, if you guys will do me a favor and just let your thumbs go nuts on the screen, I really appreciate it. Helps with the algorithm, which hates me right now. So anyway, I am not going to cover the entirety of the crypto market, but I am more because that is a literal article which you can read yourselves if you guys want, and that's not my sector. But my eyes and this is you guys hear me give you guys warnings and really narrating my feelings towards the upcoming week. And of course, I want you guys to make decisions based on what you've experienced and things that you've learned from, because you need to come up with your own trading plan. But one thing that I think that we can all agree on is that this week has so much going on that the volatility can be crazy towards the end of the week. But ultimately, I see a lot of potential chop tomorrow. But we have FOMC on Wednesday. Okay, so we know how this goes. We know how the market has traded in the past. A lot of the times you'll get that quick impulse move in the morning, and then you will trade in range for pretty much the time being after that. So all red because of Russia and Ukraine. I wouldn't say that's all of it, but that's definitely has something to do with it. I think more or less the impact on wheat and stuff like that's definitely not helping our case. So anyway, FOMC rate decisions coming in on the 15th or Wednesday. Tomorrow we do start with a small bit of data. We got PPI, core PPI at 8:30 Eastern time. So I will likely be live on TikTok and YouTube if you guys want to catch me on there for that data. But if not, you can use briefing.com and keep yourself updated that way. They are a pretty dope site as far as live updates on earnings and, of course, data like that. And not only that, this week is quad witching. So that is also going to add to the volatility case. And if any max pain theory is real, a lot of the times these out of the money contracts get wrecked going into weeks like this. So Manny will definitely give you guys more insight on quad witching. That's kind of his specialty. And we'll talk about that more in the morning as we get closer to that date. But that is on my mind going into tomorrow. So basically, to summarize this, if I am not trading for a long time tomorrow, it's because the market has told me not to. And that's because I don't see the price action that we need. And we're still sticking to Facebook, which we talked about, those of you on the Discord and TikTok, we talked about this one as well, and Rivian to the downside. So I will update you guys on that as far as my watch list is concerned. And then tomorrow morning, if you don't catch me live and you did take Oracle with us, I will be taking profit at the bell. So, alrighty. Yeah, it's called a heat map. Fed rates is another factor. I'm lost on why is wallpaper red. That's the market. Yeah. So let me go ahead and dig into our major ETFs, QQQ and SPY, and talk about where I have them marked and potentially what we could see going into tomorrow. So I'm going to start with SPY. So I was talking to Atlas about this one, and this is of course dynamic, okay? And dynamic trend lines can be broken, and most importantly, we're looking at these key levels. But last night, the analysis was that if we lost 380, we would likely see 375. And if we were to lose that, then we probably have a whole other slew of problems. So that being said, I do think that we're due for some sort of bounce. We've seen 3 consecutive days of gapping down. So this is a massive drop for SPY in such a short period of time. And with the indecision that's coming with the decision rate and FOMC, I believe that it at least will chop around, in my opinion. But One last thing that I want to show you, and I want you guys to take this with a grain of salt, is starting from these highs and running these across, you'll notice that SPY looks like a potential falling wedge, which let's discuss what would happen if the market did end up jerking to the upside. More than likely, you're going to see squeeze type action. Okay, so you're going to see, and especially with the speed and trajectory that we've taken with SPY, a V shape right here would absolutely send a ton of people out of their position. So I'm not saying that's a probability at the moment, but if we do see moves above, especially at levels like 386 and 390, you could see a run up to this resistance level. So 4 trades in a row for me. Thank you for doing this. That's awesome, man, dude. You guys' comments. I notice a lot of your guys' names on the TikTok, and I know that I'm not super interactive, but I mean, you guys who are coming in here all the time, and I see the progress, so it's really awesome to see you guys in here. That's dope. I am live on YouTube as well, so nice, man. That's dope, dude. So anyway, that's SPY. I have SPY currently marked at our support. So just on a technical level, I am expecting a bounce, and anywhere above 380, there's a possibility of running into at least half of this gap at 386. So that's the Qs. Our SPY, the Qs, this one, dynamic trend line is set up a little bit differently. And it's basically just hovering right around its 275 mark. Not as close to its dynamic trend line, but this is a key level across the board. And that's what's most important here. And obviously, one thing that I want to bring up is, you know, the Qs oftentimes can see stronger slides to the downside. It is entirely probable to see a gap down around support, like 270. So if tomorrow we see a gap down, then I would almost be certain that we would see some sort of move to the upside for the Qs. So yeah, the Discord is the free is free. So sorry, I'm having a hard time talking right now. Sorry about that. Yo, did you just give me a money gun? Holy shit, bro. I've never gotten a money gun. That was really nice, dude. Thank you. Damn, that was cool. All right, so that's really it for me. The watch list tomorrow, you guys know the deal. It's Meta. Meta needs to bounce around 161. If not, we're going to see a hellacious move to the downside, probably around 150. That is my price target for Meta. I do think that it will likely go and hit 350, but I also think that it desperately needs a retest of 180. And I think that if we see the Qs move to the upside, you will see a major retest. One thing to keep in mind, and one thing that has stuck with me during my trading, is everything is likely to always retest. And if it doesn't, the further and farther away it gets from that retest level, the more likely it's going to retest it with some serious vigor, if you will. So, Buggy. So if you have found something that is working for you, um, write it down. So a lot of people write down their problems, but they don't write down their solutions. Not saying that you're not, and I'm just, this is for everybody. If you find something that is working, that should be where your pen is running out of ink. You need to be recording mindset, like a diary. You know, don't be judgmental of yourself. Write down what you were thinking. You know, write down what you were feeling. Write down like what decisions you made right, where you could have maybe done better. Obviously, we're not talking about being greedy, but that's awesome. That's really dope. So, all right. So that's it. And if you guys would like do I think that Meta hits 135? I think that Meta hits $80, but I'm a madman, you know? I did chart this on the weekly, and technically, if you're looking at dynamic trend lines, we are there. So, right, take a look at that. So just a fragment down at 160 is where that daily support is. So at the moment, I think that it's almost like if we break now, then we're probably going to crash and see some serious downside. So yeah, it's getting down to COVID levels. Meta $80 leads. Chill out, bro. That's my own. That's my own battle with Mark Zuckerberg. All right. All right. So let's Manny. I just went over SPY. But if you guys are on TikTok and you have wait, what was that? Oh, sorry, you guys won't pay that because I have ADHD and I will forget immediately. All right, cool. Okay. Thank you, dude. I appreciate that. So anyway, if you guys have any requests and you're on TikTok, make sure to drop that on YouTube at least so I can see it and the comment doesn't get lost in the sauce. Because obviously TikTok comments I only see 3 at a time. So, any advice to somebody who has been trading for 3 months and has just had one win but small losses? Keep going because you still have a little bit, you have a while to go. And if that discourages you, then you need to, that's getting over that hump is what it takes. I can't tell you how many times I wanted to give up, but I knew that I knew at 3 months, it's like being a newborn baby. Like it is, it's hard and everything feels confusing because you don't know what they are and what people are doing. So be patient because you're going to need to exercise that skill in itself. You're going to need to be patient. One thing that I did for myself is obviously, I've talked about this before, but I had the $500 accounts, $300 accounts, and I had a knack for turning them into $10,000 accounts and then blowing them immediately. It was like a psychological for number for me, and I just couldn't handle the money. I started taking huge bets. I started trying to triple the account. I got greedy. And so what I did is I realized that because I was at an early mark in my career that I was still going to inevitably learn, and it took some humbling of myself and some self-talk, but I knew that I had more to learn and that I was probably going to lose money doing it. And at the end of it all, I needed to protect my capital. So anytime I was able to perform and take this, $300-400 account to anywhere near 10,000, 8,000, but if it hit 10,000, it really didn't matter what I was in, what play I was in, what play I was thinking about getting in. I immediately took my account back to $500 because I knew that I would lose it. And I did. A lot of the times I would take profit on that 10K and then I would end up blowing the 500. But what I gave myself is something to work with. So if the market gives you a gift, realize and be real with yourself on where you're at and perhaps think about taking profit. That's the one thing that nobody does. Nobody does take profit. They want to build their account to $1 million. But if you take a $500 account and you turn it into $5,000, start over again if you're that good and do it again and do it again and do it again. Because the same thing that you're going to learn with $500, you're going to learn with $5,000. Like it's still going to be the execution and emotional regulation that you're going to need to be working on and focusing on. So, alrighty. So anyway, the first one that we got is Apple. Yeah, and here's the thing. People enter the market brand new, and guess what happens? They we okay, we all want to be great immediately at whatever we do. We don't it sucks to have to go through the learning curves, but anything that's worth it is going to take time and it's going to be painful in some sort of way, right? This does give you an opportunity to learn emotional regulation, and figuring out and watching how you naturally respond to negative situations or situations where you're losing money or you made the wrong decision. Can you do the right thing? Can you pull the trigger and take the loss as it is now, or are you going to play on hope? Like these are things that, like are more important than learning what a double top is, or they're more important than learning what a bull flag or a bear flag or supply and demand is, because all of those things can be learned by anybody, but not everybody can pull the trigger. That's that at the end of the day, it comes down to, I think, and this is only my opinion, but I think it comes down to you as a human willing to decide to not be, I don't want to say not be as human, but like to be aware of your like natural reactions and be real with yourself about where you're at in your journey and how much more you possibly have to learn. So um, yeah, but MicroStrategy could possibly still put up the collateral to hold below 21K. Yeah, they slid it back to 18. Interesting. Yeah, it's hard to lose, but losing is learning. And here's the thing, again, if the market gives you a gift, if you made $5,000 today and you're normally making 200 or 100 or something like that, or the market gave you triple, right? You know what I call this? I call this capture. I don't know if it's my thing, maybe somebody else said it in the past, but I tell people it's capturing the moment, right? There's not a lot of opportunities for us in life to stop time, but what you can do is that good feeling that you feel when you execute or you take a trade and it works out in your favor. That's something that you can capture, because you can take that money and you can put it somewhere where you know that you're not going to blow it, because you inevitably will. You will. I'm telling you right now, you will. And that's okay. That's okay, because if you accept that, then you can adjust yourself and your account and put it back down, right? So that way you're still having to learn those tough lessons, but you've reduced your risk and you're stacking up a little bit of money on the side. So if you blow that $500 account, guess what? You still have a little bit of cushion, and you need to wipe that 10K from your mind. It doesn't exist. If it gets spent, whatever, that kind of defeats the purpose. But, at the end of the day, take your money. And that can be, it doesn't have to be 10K. If you take $200 to $1,000, do it again, right? Start small, baby steps. So anyway, it's like the third grade. Nobody likes a crybaby. I hope your daughter is right. I am all in on weekly spy puts. Oh man. I'll tell you one last thing, and I talked to Manny about this today, and I'll go over the charts. I'm sorry, you guys want to hear the charts, but um, the yeah, I do. I just completely forgot what I was about to say. I totally just had one of those ADHD moments. I just had a brain wipe. I've been up since 5. It's not my fault. Help me out here, guys. What was I saying? TikTok, you got me. Pick up my brain and put it back in my head. No, I wasn't talking about Apple yet. I'm a human being too. um, bro, bro, finally got a camera. Last week you said put on Facebook on Thursday, and I took it. LOL. That's awesome. Amazing. Um, yeah, I don't know where I was. I'll pick it back up in a minute. I've done this several times today. I've been kind of like aloof. I'm not sure what's going on. Anyway, it's trading, dude. It's the stress. So let's take a look at Apple, and I'll get back to ranting later. Yeah, me and Manny were talking about something, but I just can't pick up my train of thought. Something you said to Manny, yeah, something about SPY, yeah, 200. Just all in all, like just to give you a synopsis, because I know what I was talking about, but like, the fact of the matter is if we know that we're going to have to continue to learn and learn a strategy and pick through these difficult obstacles, just be real with yourself. And if you are given a gift by the market or you execute on a high level, then capture that moment and take it with you, write it down, document it, and then start over again. Because if you're good enough to do it once, you're going to be good enough to do it again and again and again. And one day you're going to look back and you're going to realize that you've built yourself a nice little nest egg. And that is how I started. And every time that something new fails me or I lose my center, that's the thing that reels me back in. So on a dream, 411. I feel like if I repeat those numbers, I feel like this guy's trying to wake me from like being a Russian sleeper cell or something like that. If I say those numbers out loud. All right, so looking at Apple right now, yes, we did break support, but I talked about this weekend. This is mirroring SPY. So yeah, definitely right there. So let's go to the 4 hour and clean that up a little bit. So this appears to be a falling wedge. I'm not trying to ignore this bounce here. I'm just going with the consensus. Most of the support is right here. So it appears that Apple, like SPY, is at and around its support level of 131 on this dynamic trend line. So after 3 days of consecutive flushes, I almost see it as improbable to not bounce or see some sort of retracement. So if you're looking at this, short term, I mean, honestly, it's pretty self-explanatory because what you're given on the hourly time frame is you're given really awesome entries, exits. So check this out. This almost is a perfect example of like supply, not even supply and demand, but supply and demand zones that and how to find key levels. So you'll notice that most of these candles close on top of the 137.40 level. Down here, almost all of these candles wick off of or tap the 134.68 level. So if I'm watching Apple tomorrow, and of course I do want to look back historically and make sure that those levels are valid. So go across 137.35. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 touches on this one support. So I would say that's probably one of your stronger resistances above you. And that being said, if we do see a bounce, that's where I would be looking for a rejection. So if we do continue to the downside, and this is just a retest of the level that we broke, that would be where I would be expecting Apple to go. But I personally see Apple bouncing tomorrow, and or Apple could possibly move up around halfway. So hear me out, around 135, and then chop like crazy until FOMC. And so I'm telling you guys right now, I'm probably not going to trade a lot tomorrow. Unless something crazy happens, I know how this goes. I don't think, I know. I know how historically the stock market performs the day before FOMC on in climates like this. So that being said, knowing when to trade is half of the battle. I explained something today, and I'll just use this, right? There are trend traders, there are range traders who are able to take rejections and bounce trades off of supply and demand or support and resistance. And there's trend traders who are able to obviously look at changes in trend, major rejections. If we're in this trend line on Apple, we'd be looking for rejections, entries, just like we did on Facebook, right? So Facebook right here, we had a downtrend coming from the top. We were looking for a rejection. Once we found that, we knew where support was, and we were able to catch a change in trend, an uptrend, a downtrend, right? So, yeah, all that being said, I would be more apt to take a position on Apple after FOMC, where it could possibly, with the market in general, give you that squeeze energy. So I'd say between now and tomorrow, I don't think, but please hear the most important words of that sentence, is I think I will react to the market accordingly tomorrow, okay? So if the price action shows me that we can bypass 135 and go ahead and hit this level, then that would obviously be something that I would react to. So I can't react to price action that is not present. But on a technical level or a technical basis, I do see a bounce incoming. I will tell you one more thing. If Apple gaps down, or if the market gaps down tomorrow, then I would, and again, I expect a gap down to about 130 even, maybe even 129, and then from there, I would expect some type of move to the upside. So one thing about technical analysis, and again, it is a form of risk management, and it is a form, or it is something that you have to combine with other things in order to validate. And even upon validation, you can still be wrong. And so that's why when you show up and you're looking at certain things like supply and demand and key levels that don't lie, those are the most important things that we're paying attention to alongside price action. And that's when we can take, so, you know, if we see where resistance is at, like we did on Facebook or here on Apple, and we see sellers step up and we see weakness in buyers, then that's when we can take a trade based on our analysis. So I do not speak Japanese, but that looked dope. I wish I could. I want to speak that language. But, hold on, I gotta block this, dude. There we go. I know, dude. This dude's trying to like mess you up. Do patterns break off of their momentum or movement when bad news occurs? Absolutely, absolutely. So let's talk about this right now. The magic number I'm gonna use SPY. All right. So let's talk about that. So the magic number for me, and those of you guys who've been trading with me, you guys know the deal. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Once a support level or resistance level has been hit multiple times or 3 times from its high or from its low, that's when I start to contemplate a potential break. Can SPY fall further? Yes, 100%. Does it currently have the momentum to absolutely do so? Yes, it does. And if Powell fucks up, probably won't because they got to figure out something. Who knows? Then 100%. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if you don't believe me that 3 is a magic number, go check the last bull flag, the last double, or well, not double bottom, but last consolidation pattern, last resistance on any given time frame. Most of the time, I would say 85% of the time, something, any time frame pattern is going to see 3 taps of support and 3 taps of resistance. Obviously, excluding double tops and double bottoms, clearly. But those are obviously more definitive sentiment signs. So. All right, what's the next one we got? Yeah, imagine when you're 10 years into trading options, you have to give it time. That's really good perspective right there. I like that. No problem. Seriously, has Meta have a $80 put? I haven't even checked, dude. Nancy has those $80 puts. Yes, so institution zones are on Apple are around $80. So she knows something. I'm telling you. I feel it coming, man. I feel it coming. It's going to be a fade, but I still don't think that we've seen the bottom. I mean, it's going to be to the point where people are contemplating getting rid of everything. You know, it's going to be ugly, and that's when I'll probably start buying. Maybe, you know, just for some technical bounces and uptrend changes, but you know. All right, so price action moved like palm water today. Yeah, you did good on Facebook though. So the next one was Baba. Ooh, Baba. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and start this one off because I already know we kind of got this one not in the bag, but so the most important things right now, and I need to turn this down because it's kind of distracting me. Okay, so the most important things here for me at the moment are establishing key levels. And I think this week I did, yeah, this weekend. I gave you guys $94.25 where the gap fills on BABA to the downside. Um, and of course, I said based on this, if you gap out down inside of it, anywhere below that 103, you're probably going to go slap yourself down to this 50-day EMA, which was 97.50. So if you guys were there for that analysis, and I did have a couple of people DM me and message me telling me they made bank on BABA, so that was sick. Um, yeah. But currently there is a open gap on BABA on top of supply. So if you can't see it right now, just take a little bit of a deeper look right now. 1, 2, 3, breakout, retest, 4, right? Bounce, 5, multiple, 6 right here. You open flush. There, it's obviously not on that price mark, but this is a range. So if I mark where that candle closes, you'll notice a confluence there. So look, candle closes here, candle closed there, consolidation in this pocket. Same thing there, candle close here, candle close retest there, and then bounce at that 91.80 level. So I would suspect that you should have a $91 BABA relatively soon below that $97 mark. And then from that $91 level, I find it highly improbable that this thing doesn't either flush and dump its guts out, which I will be there for, I promise, and or at least goes down to fill the gap at 83.60. So if you would like to have your chart requested, all I ask, you hit the link in the bio, hop over to the YouTube, and drop the request there, and you can hop back right over to YouTube. That way I can see it because I'm not able to. I'm not able to see that. So, all right. So that's Baba. A little bit there. All right. So the next one that we got, CCL, hot dog water. You never catch me on one of these bad boys. Oh man. All right. So yuck. You yucked up. Boom. Okay, so what did we do on this support that we should do, and if the market bounces, is probably going to do, right? So take a look at this channel with me. That's pretty sexy. Take a look at that. 1, 2, 3, and then a poop. Right here, you don't even hardly get that. That just shows a lot of weakness. And what you have right now, and this is really, really dope, because most of the time you can expect either a 50% or close to retracement of the pattern itself. So this is a lower time frame falling wedge at the moment. That doesn't mean that it holds up, but it did hit support today alongside the rest of the market, which is holding similar setups. So I would suspect that anywhere above $10, you're more than likely going to start heading up for this gap fill. As far as timing, I couldn't tell you. This is on the 4-hour, but more than likely, this trend line that you see coming from the bottom is going to be retested. Okay, that was the answer, by the way. So it's got to be retested. You broke it and you didn't retest. So my price target is $11. Write that down. $11.70 on CCL on the bounce to the upside for a retest of the channel break. And then from there, Gulag, $8.78. More than likely, what that'll do is possibly extend that. But I mean, it can break back into this channel, but why would it? Do you hate when the chart patterns have too much Crayola on them? So my charts do get clouded up sometimes just because I'm all over the place, you know, when I'm day trading, I'm dropping levels, you know, and key levels and stuff on lower time frames. So I have to go back and clean up my chart, you know, but I think that obviously if it makes sense to you, then it should be there. If it doesn't, it shouldn't. And so if you have moving averages on your chart, but you don't know why, then it's obviously probably not a great idea. And it's just going to be noise for you. And there's also people who just don't need it because they're scalping very quickly, watching the tape and looking at key levels. That's a perfectly acceptable strategy. Does it work all the time? Nope. Every strategy goes through a drawdown. Every single strategy that you could possibly pick is going to go through an area or a part of the market where it just doesn't work. Again, certain strategies look to take advantage of certain market conditions, and therefore, if market conditions change, you have to agree that your strategy is not going to work all the time, and that's okay, because there's things that you can do, obviously, to offset that. Yeah. So when you say target, does that mean you estimate it will go and meet above or meet that target? So when I give a target, especially like right now, that's the immediate move, because the one thing that I don't like to do, and is it's more or less for like me when I do this stuff, but like, or if I'm charting something and I'm giving a price target beyond a week or 2 or 3 weeks, that's either because I see a major shift in trend and I'm going to take a position based off of that. But to make like, as a day trader, to make a bold prediction, going days in advance, where I'm looking, I would even say just like weeks in advance, that's kind of bringing in timing the market, which is not something that you want to do. You want to let the trade come to you. And a lot of the times people trying to catch the perfect top and catch the perfect bottom, will try and, obviously jump the gun on something like that. So, yeah, when I say a target, that's just the immediate target, for me. So at the moment, right? So here's the deal. Okay. I don't know whether a stock is going to pass or fail its test. Okay. That's why they call it retest. And what are we retesting? We're retesting key levels. Where's our key level on CCL? $6 and, or excuse me, $11.65. So that being said, right, if we V-shape, that doesn't make much sense, right? So if you shoot up tomorrow, you could go as high as 1260. So that's you're trying to time when exactly that is going to get hit. The fact of the matter is the longer we chop, or if we go up and then pull back down and we're choppy there, then it could be a really boring or undramatic move to the upside. And so I just try, as a day trader and somebody who people obviously listen to my analysis, I'm trying not to get people to like make moves based off of like my long. So when I say Facebook to $80, do I have a setup that backs me up on that? No, I don't. That's a fundamental opinion. I think that their company is gonna fail. I don't think that what they did with the switch over to Meta is going to be profitable anytime soon. And I think that that's going to really, and especially with ad revenue dumping, and competitor apps really wrecking them, that it's just not, it's impossible for them to continue to hold this market cap. But that's my opinion, and my opinion can change. And that's okay, because if you're only willing, like I had an opinion once upon a time that I thought nobody could change, which I say that and I'm like, damn, you still can't. But Nikola, right? I had an opinion, right? But the stock market didn't give a shit about my opinion. It didn't, because I tried. Oh wow, I still have charts on that thing. Look at that. Oh my God, it's still there. Yeah. So the chart didn't care that I wanted Nikola to go lower, right? Or the stock doesn't care whether I want it to go lower, because I think that it's a trash company, right? Because immediately after, and again, I did short the dog shit out of Nikola multiple times, but I also developed an unhealthy attachment to my sentiment, and I decided to take positions and then got a squeeze. I got short squeezed. And I lost money, so. But anyway, I'll keep charting. Sorry. All right. So the next one that we got is Nvidia. All right, so this one is currently at its 155 support. I had a dynamic trend line here. It closed underneath it. If you take all of this away, and honestly, this is kind of astounding to me that and I know that semis are taking a hit, but damn. So this is my dynamic trend line here. Um, and then another dynamic trend line there. So like the rest of the market, this appears to be heading towards support. If you move your mouse down to that support line, you'll notice that you're near a psychological number of 150. Anytime I see something like that, I'm going to go out to a higher time frame and I'm going to find supply and demand. And I found it. It's right there. It's clear as day, and that just happens to be around 148.25. Okay, so that happens to agree. There's some agreements, excuse me, on both the dynamic setup and the key level setup, right? So I can mark this out, the median, right? Because there's always a 50% mark, and then the bottom, which is, oh my God, that would suck. It's 118.34, right? Um, you could argue, right, that it's 125, and then you have basically like a retest zone there. But I would say that looking at Nvidia, this is the zone in which you're heading to. You do have a 200-day moving average here at 142.50. Might see that come into play, but ultimately, I would say the next big area for Nvidia is going to be the 150 to 148 level. So next stock is PDD. I'm not sure what's spamming. Yeah, dude, Eric, you're gonna get banned, bro. Nobody in here. Everybody is being patient right now, which is something that you have to exercise in the stock market and in life. And I mean, you're kind of, no offense, man, but you're sitting in my stream demanding that I do, you know, your stock now, while everybody has done what I said, dropped a comment on the YouTube channel, you know, with the request. So, with all due respect, man, you can't come in there and you know, just sing monkey sing to me. So, gang gang though. All right, so let's see. PDD looks like a hot wet rag. Hmm. I don't know what that means. I just made that up. That's money, dude. Oh yeah, put that on a cracker. All right, so this looks just like Baba. Looks just like, which it should because it's a Chinese stock, but looks like you got a nice, what probably is going to end up being either a bear flag. Um, don't really see bottom energy here, but 51.61. Below 51.61, I would anticipate a move down to the $50 level, which is obviously psychological. But like, if you lose that level of $50, I've got a perfectly 48. It's actually kind of funny because it's $48 as well, but $48.31. And then directly below that, you've got 45.40, and then directly below that, you've got 42.50. But this one does seem like it's on its way to the downside. But I will argue one thing, because anytime I set up a chart, I'm going to make an argument, and I already know that this is here because I can see it. So take a look at this, and if you see it with me, you're a psychic. No, just kidding. So there's my little channel. And the one thing that I think these little tiny channels are dope for is finding the trend, right? Where ultimately you may see red candles on the daily. This shows you the finer details, because what feeds into the 5 feeds into the 15, feeds into the hourly, feeds into the 4 hour, feeds into the daily, the weekly, the monthly, and whatever mad. Yeah. Uh, but I came over to TikTok to see the bullshit. Not that I didn't. I didn't. Good to see. But if you guys are in the Tech Talk stream, the only other thing that I ask is lend me your thumb, if you don't mind. So PDD, I would definitely recommend having this channel. This is obvious. So channel retest, you could see PDD touch 5750. The magic number here is 3. Okay. And so one thing that I keep in mind on any given channel, all right, 1, 2, nothing. 1, 2, 3, right? So based on my theory, or not even my theory, but the theory of 3, we'll call it that, more than likely, just on a technical basis, there is a chance to go and gap fill before moving down. All right, because we do see possible upside in the market itself. So that being said, that's something to keep in mind going into tomorrow. And if you're trying to take a short position, this is likely, especially with this week, it's probably not going to be a straight line. The 4-hour also shows a bounce and a doji, right? So using the doji theory, right, you could say above 55.21, that could be a potential level for that run up. So anywhere above that, 56.75, and then gap fill at 59.60. So if you guys just saw, sorry, what? Oh, SPY jumped to almost 340 after hours, or 390. What are you talking about? What do you have, POS? I don't see anything. What are you talking about, Willis? There ain't no wick up to. Yeah, that I don't see anything here. Let me go check my other brokerage. So if you guys are looking at Think or Swim, okay, a lot of the times there's just like these crazy order or wicks that will pop up on the chart. Um, yeah, that's I don't see any crazy wicks up to 390 though. I'm looking at after hours. Yeah, I don't know. I'm looking. Yeah, I got nothing. Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to send me a screenshot or something. Yeah, if it's on, oh, it's on Robinhood. The blankie is on tonight. This is not my blankie. This is my robe, right? Look at that. Bro, what are you just staring at the wall and meowing for? All right. Man, cat's not happy about the market. All right, what's next, guys? Let's keep moving down the chart. Bruh. What? I don't know what you want. You want to come up here? Come here. Never know. All right. Let's see. Hold on. Oh my God, why are you guys having me do all these Chinese stocks? Why are you guys shorting China without me? All right. Well, this one's pretty much the same story as Baba. Definitely a little bit of a different setup, but look at this lower time frame. Boom. Bah. Oh, hold on. Bah. Kind of not even really. Hold on one second. I see that trend channel. Look at the 3 wicks off the top. All right, pow. All right, so right now it appears to be at support. So I like the 127 below 127. So mark your key level here. Boom. Look at all of that. heavy consolidation, first bounce, open and send it, resistance, open and bounce. So that would be the level that I would want to break to the downside if you're going to move to the downside. But like I said with JD and Baba, there's a good chance to possibly bounce up before it's all said and done. So that being said, keep your eyes peeled for a move above, and I like the 200-day moving average here, but you could look at 137 to break over 138 for a potential gap fill to 142.50. So do Panda Express. Wait, is that for real? I'll tell you the analysis on that one. You're gonna get indigestion, and you're gonna hate yourself, and you're gonna be in your bathroom. So calls on Charmin. Um, oh, Panda Express is public. What's the ticker? Nah, you playing me. I'm not gonna lie. This robe is hot as balls. I'm about to take it off. Let's see here. Can I do SQ? Yes. All right. How low can we go? Much lower. Thank you guys for tapping the screen. All right, so let's take a look at SQ. Oh my gosh. This thing needs some milk. No cap. Oh my God, dude. It's almost like it's almost looking at rubble. Like what happened? All right, so that's my downtrend. That is my bottom trend. Nope, excuse me. Starting from my lows, my trend lows. There we go. All right, so it does kind of appear like SQ might want to see, and this looks like the entirety of the rest of the market. Everything looks like this. So it does look like SQ might want to go and hit 55 bucks. And I can tell you without even looking, that's probably going to be a supply or a demand zone or one of the two. So let's go ahead and take a look. All right, that's $60. And there it is, $55. Right across the board. Boing, boing, consolidation, boing, breakout, rejection. So that would be below 60. You've got that 55.92 and 55.60. So, hopefully we pull back tomorrow. I'll check the YouTube for the whole breakdown. Who you got, Golden State or the Celtics? I don't know. Whoever gets the touchdown. No, just kidding. I'm not much for basketball, but probably Golden State. I'm so confused. Yeah, no problem. All right. LPI. What the hell is even this? Laredo Petroleum. All right, so Rolly, and again, this goes back to fundamentals, okay? I've never looked at this chart once in my life, but I can tell you right now it's got some pretty schmexy levels here. Look at the $88 level. Man, this is about as clean as a chart gets. So watch for, and looks like you did. So check this out. I love this stuff. I absolutely love it. Look at the wick here. We reject right around 99, and it looks like 98.40. That's exactly where we bounced today. Okay, so that now that shows you where buyers are at, and in order to, if you push those buyers out, more than likely you will see a leg down to this 95.25. What is that? That is a psychological number. And so below that, I've got your real retest level where we see the most respect. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's consolidation. That's consolidation, but you get multiple wick closes there. So at some point, right, The chart is telling us where buyers are at or where levels are currently at. So the way that I trade things is obviously candle closes. So for example, if you get a candle close below 95, you sure as hell are probably going to go down and hit some retests. So damn, I grew up in using all my damn Wi-Fi. Oh damn, Alex, you gotta do the alpha thing. Been watching TikToks on how to be an alpha. Go in there and bite the phone in half. I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. Those dudes are aggressive. They're aggressive. All right. I don't think I want to be an alpha. All right. See, you guys see I don't have the camera after like I spit when I laugh. All right, the next one is AMD. I'm making my way down the chat right now. Walking fast. Don, I see your request, or the man with the plan. I see it. It's coming up. It's right after this. If your name is Christian Perez, obviously either that or it's a trending ticker. Okay, so I kind of already have this one mapped out for y'all, and this one alongside Nvidia. This one actually is a pretty damn clean setup, just as far as resistance support. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know if that means this is it, and you know we're heading to the gulag. But my opinion is we're probably going to see this channel bottom. But first comes 84.70, and I don't think that this can happen, obviously, without proper retest. If the market is crashing, then nobody gives a shit about proper. Things are crashing. So anywhere above 91.60 or watching above 89.33, 89.33 and 89.90 or 89.85. Those are levels to start watching for potential entries through and into this gap where you're likely going to meet your 9-day moving average as well as just hitting that key level and gap fill. So walking fast, faces do pass. And I was in fact homebound. Okay, so let's see. What is the next one? Dawn. I've never heard of this before in my life. One Biopharmaceuticals. Sounds like they just made that shit up. Man, sorry. I didn't mean to roast your ticker like right off the rip. This man's probably like, I'm bullish. All right, so I'm going to tell you one thing right now. Quick disclaimer. You probably have never seen me. I think I've called one play that I made a ridiculous amount of money on, and I played Sava, and that's it. And that's because it was cancer news. And if it's cancer news, then I'm probably going to play it. You know what's really interesting here is, first of all, is this barcode traded? Are we trading barcode? Hold on. No, okay, nope. There's a little bit of barcode action, but very super duper low volume on that one. Obviously, there's news on this stock. I don't know what that is, and that's important to know when you're doing analysis. So I'm going to go over and I'm going to figure out what the hell this news is. So give me 1 second. I'm sure somebody's going to tell me. Yeah, did you go buy your phone or a phone and a half? If you didn't, dude, you're... God. All right, Don. Webush raises day one biopharmaceuticals price to $35, and it's currently trading at, oh God. Well, I'll also tell you that 3 months ago they gave like a $320 price target on snow, and then they just gave a price target on snow of like 180 or something stupid like that. So the phone's gone, bruh. Very primal of you, dude. So right now, I'm just gonna give it to you on a technical level. So 16 bucks. Okay, that's where I see a lot of bounces. 1, 2, 3, ton of consolidation, solid retest there, and that is where you rejected today before closing right at the $15 level. So looking above and below you, anywhere below $13, you're probably gonna head back down. I would say 11.50. 10.50. This thing moves by 50-cent increments. That seems to be where those psychological numbers are at. So above 16.10, that's probably where you're going to head, the 50% mark. And next retest level would be around 18 bucks. And then ultimately, this is the only supply that you actually have. And that's going to be around. Dude, my cat just scared the shit out of me. That she just jumped in a box and it sounded like my front door opened. I was about to have to pull out the. But yeah. So anyway, that is 2035. So I'm not. What I was gonna say is I'm not a pharmaceutical guy. I don't trade these stocks, and for a good reason. Maybe that dynamic trend line comes into play, but I really probably just failed you. So use the wicks. There's a reason why I don't do certain things. I hope that helps. I mean, just based on supply and demand, 610, okay, that is where your resistance is. So I'm not trying to sound uncertain about those things, but as far as playing this thing or why it's moving or how it's going to move, I can't tell you because I don't know. It's not my thing. So hopefully that helped. But the key levels are key levels no matter where you go and who you are and whatever. Alrighty, so the next one that I got on my chart is Para. Oh, it reminds me of Paralumber. Ooh, Paramount. Damn. Making a Paramount dump the downside. Hot damn. Dude, sometimes I look at charts, I'm like, dude, you really do need some milk. Like, ow. Oh my god, I gotta go to the weekly. Good god. This was in 20. Oh, that's right. I remember this. Yeah, that's insane. Give me a second here. Let's. This is live charting. I've never charted this before, so give me a second, because this is a wild ass stock. That's right. Put me to the test. I like stocks like this. Those challenging. Ooh, okay. I think I got it now. Okay, I think I got it. All right, so it looks like you got a hot dog water mound here. That is looks to be a Head and Shoulders. It's almost too perfect. I don't like that. But you got the shoulder there, head there, and it's so weak that you hardly get that head and almost pulls off a triple top. You got a gap down, and you are currently sitting at your support level of $26. You did close slightly below it. But if you do break the support, if you head over here with me, oops, that didn't belong there. So take a look at this, okay? So this is where we kind of, so since we established those levels on the weekly, now we can zoom in a little bit closer, boom, bada bing. So anywhere below this, watch for Paramount to go to 24.16. So write that down, whoever asked me, because I'm not going to remember tomorrow. Below this is 21.90. So those three levels are the levels below you. And just to not count out the upside, because, I mean, this thing looks like bad. And if the market bounces, maybe it sees a little bit of sympathy in that area. I'm trying really hard to make sure that I'm not. Okay, okay, hold on one second. So those are key levels. Those are important. Write those down. Now I see the dynamic trend setup. That took me a minute. So regardless of this, right, this is your trend line. So if you break below it, then you can factor those key levels in. Absolutely. So take into account that you have a major confluence. So if you don't know what a confluence is, it's just simply multiple indicators or support and resistance running into each other, intersecting, showing that there's a consensus or I just word it as a strong support. And that's exactly what we're at. So I would say that anywhere around here, you can 100% bounce, and above 2650, watch for a retest of the 2744 level, which you did not retest after you broke. So where do y'all find these tickers? I don't know, but y'all sending me around the woods, man. I love it. If you guys don't mind on TikTok, we're sitting around 13K, 14K. If you guys don't mind tapping your screen. And I know, guys, that there's a lot of people who chart things faster than I do out there, but I have to make sure that just for me, I'm looking at things a little bit differently, and it's not worth it for me to just take a glance and just give you some quick analysis. So I personally, I know it takes a little while, but I appreciate y'all's patience. So I feel like I might have skipped one. Yeah, I did. I skipped one. XLU. Okay, so utilities, hot dog water. Oh my god. Dude, if you're a trend trader, you could have just been trading fucking utilities. All right, I really don't think it takes a I mean this thing is absolutely due for a retest first. So, while this is a giant red dingus, all right, and it definitely looks like that it's got below 67.75, that it has a trip down to 66, and given the conditions, it can dump, it can move that way. No, I don't see anything there either. So, I mean, based on what I see right now, below 67.75, you've got a key level of 67 even, psychological number, whole number, and then moving below that, I would say price target of 66 flat. I'm looking at most of the pullbacks here, and after a significant dump like this, usually you'll see some type of consolidation or some type of move to the upside. So I don't doubt that that's not outside the question. And again, anytime you break a key level, you got to retest it. For the most part, especially on any ETF, you're going to retest this level. And no gap, 90% of gaps get filled. So all of these gaps to the upside, inevitably will likely and could be filled before continuing to the downside. So don't factor that out. And I would say that obviously, if you're looking at things like the 4 hour, anywhere above 69.20 would be solid confirmation for a potential retest move there. So my cat hears yours and is responding. Nice, dude. We should make our cats TikTok so they can make content for each other. Bro, what are you talking about? Teach me. Conor McGregor, fight me. No, just kidding. Hit the Discord, man. There's plenty of resources in there, but the first thing that I want to see, especially when I'm going to help somebody, is that they're willing to go and help themselves. That they're willing to go out there and start. It's tough, and it feels like there's a shit ton of stuff, that there's so much to learn that is overwhelming. But if you can step up to that obstacle and still be willing to take it on, those are the individuals that have a higher probability. Not saying you don't. I'm just saying, as guidance, I would lead you in the direction of starting to learn the basics, and that's what's we have that and free in our Discord. So it does look hard to learn, but I'm telling you guys, it's not even about the technicals. Okay, that's the first part. It's a little bit tough. It takes I would say obviously time in the market, but it's you. It's you who you're going to be fighting with at the end of the day. So process profits. Yeah, have a look at the Discord and don't be afraid to obviously ask me any questions. So, all right, guys. Okay, nice. I know I haven't been able to get everybody's request, but it is 9:15. It's night time. So I got to go ahead and get ready for bed. But oh my God, no way. Ooh, hold on a second. But I'm gonna do a few more tickers. Whoa, is that real? That can't be real. That certainly looks real. Sorry, guys, I'm having an internal conversation right now. Uh, This is live charting. I find it kind of hard to believe that this is building a rising megaphone here, but it shows strength in that trend. Let's go to the hourly and see if we can have a little bit of more clarity here. Okay, so that was a gap down. Good night, Potter. See you tomorrow. Got to go. Much love. Good night. Sounded like I was saying good night to myself. All right, so I'm staring at this chart right now, uh, kind of in disbelief because I'm not sure what I'm seeing is valid, and that happens. But I can confidently say that support is around 93.50, and that's definitely something that you can gap down to. If you gap down, it's support, so watch for some consolidation here. The point of control right now is 96.80. If you break back above that, then watch for a potential move back to the upside. Otherwise, factoring in the fact that this does have what looks to be a rising megaphone, this thing could see itself back down to $87, which sounds outlandish, but on a technical basis, that is where your demand zone is, right? That is where the largest demand zone is. And while you did get a proper retest on XOM, and I'm not saying this is 100%, you did get a proper retest on XOM anywhere below that $92 level, I'm quite certain that you'll probably head down to support. Otherwise, watch for and what could be another cycle up to go and fill that gap around $99. So if Rolly's calling for 120, I'll tell you what I see. And again, Rolly's a different. You guys notice that I'm not trading oil. It's not my thing. He has got so much more time in the market, and I respect that. And therefore, I not only that, it's just not my sector. I never traded oil. It's not something that I'm intuitively in line with, but it's not something that I don't see these trends. So if he is calling for 120, I would not doubt that and again, this is why I give you guys these key levels. This is why I'm saying that anywhere below that $93 level and this $92 level, that more than likely you would fall from there. And that's just good. That's just the facts as far as that is where your supply is or where your demand is. And that is where your support is. So that being said, if you do bounce, right, and you're focused on this channel, then you could see a move back to the upside and a move into the 106 area. So I'm swinging Baba and BA puts. That's very, very nice. Quit yelling at me. Hello, it's me again. Hello. All right, so AT&T. Such a Taurus. Damn, what does that even mean? Yo, good afternoon, my guy. You got to be over in somewhere not in America. It's night time. Tom Cruise is good, but this mission is impossible. Um, all right. So about the hair. What about the hair? What's wrong with my hair? Oh, is there any chance you can move your hair from your eye? It looks like you got beat up by 16 people and they all punched your eye. Nice. Yes, thank you. I can't feel it. Yeah, it does. I look like Batman, okay? There's something in the way. Um, all right, we'll do a couple more. I'm gonna do one more, and if you guys want me to take a look at your tickers tomorrow morning, I'll be up around on live a little bit before 8:30. I almost said 8:30 o'clock. What's wrong with me? Clearly, I need to go to bed. But around 8:30, I will be on probably earlier. I was on earlier even this morning. So if I didn't get your ticker, you guys know I makes me feel bad because I want to be able to just chart all of them, but I can't just given the time constraints. So write down those tickers, and if you catch me early tomorrow morning, which I will be up early, I promise I will be up early. I will take a look at those charts for you. So. Well, let me not promise because I can't tell the future and I got two kids. But uh, I said, oh, somebody in my YouTube channel said MTTR. Have I seen Asian markets? No, I haven't looked at it. Do I dream of charting? No, I usually have dreams of like getting sucked into vortexes or something like that. I don't dream a lot, but like it's always like something high speed, like like going falling out of a plane or like skydiving off a cliff. Like I'm very specific. Yeah. Now that you said that, you'll sleep in. Yeah, maybe I will throw you guys off, keep you on your toes. All right, so Matterport definitely has got my high here. Let's go to the 4 hour. That's ugly. Nah, that's valid. Okay, cool, solid. All right, support, Bing Bong, right there. Don't you guys miss the time when Bing Bong was funny? 332, 332. Okay. Damn, man, this thing looks like the entirety of the market. Let's go look at the weekly. Oh my God, let's not look at the weekly. Jesus. So I'm gonna keep because I mean, unfortunately, this is turning into a penny stock with low volume. But I have support around $3.30 based on this dynamic trend line. Um, you did close underneath $4 and you have not retested. So if you do go down to 340 or that I would say 340 and then actually, yeah, never mind. I would say 340 looks better. So watch for a bounce around 340 and then possible retest of that 416. So one. All right. So if you guys want to check the YouTube channel, I've already done SPY and a other handful of tickers. So um, I don't think yeah, I don't think I'm gonna cut my hair. I think I'm gonna grow it out super long, braid it. So Tesla, I think I said this today. Tesla's got its main daily support underneath 635, around 598. So that's the nearest clear level for me for Tesla. Now, that's not to say that we can't bounce. Again, we've got a whole lot of retesting that we haven't done. So before breaking this support, if we do hit 635, I would expect some sort of bounce. And again, going into FOMC, I don't know if we're going to continue to see dumpage, if that fear will remain, or if indecision will pick back up and take over. So. But if you're looking for Tesla up anywhere around 660, you could go for a potential gap fill, but major resistance at 678.85 and then gap fill at 685. And if you guys want, remember that you can always open this up in the morning and go and watch this part of the YouTube video and write down these levels. So you can pause. That's the beauty of YouTube is you can pause this, rewind it. You could screenshot it, do whatever you want with it. Bank of America. The point of control is where the price where the most shares or volume has occurred on a given data or based on the amount of data given or days given. So if you have a point of control that's visible range, it's taking the data from the data that or the from the time that you give it. So if my chart looks like this, then volume profile is going to look like that, right? But as I zoom out, right, that volume profile changes and shows me where volume is actually at, right? And then if I zoom out a little bit further, then I start to see where possibly even institutions and stuff are, where that very, very heavy volume is. And that very, very heavy volume is around $29. So All right. Bank of America. Again, coagulated hot dog water here. Let's look at 4 hour time frame. Everything has a wedge. All of them. They all got wedges. I see it already. Hot diggity damn. Look at the thing. Boom. Look at it. Everything looks the same. Everything looks the same. So, below $31, you can head down to that target. But I would say that maybe 31.60, watch for a potential bounce out or even possibly tomorrow. If you retrace now, you're likely to go lower, right? So if we move back up, then we could drop even lower, down to $30 even. So retests are good if you're a bear. Hourly time frame is not showing a whole lot. 5 minute time frame, like most stocks, was not showing a whole lot either, but this one did close with what looks to be a small channel. So you can highlight that channel and look for a support break or channel break. So, all right, guys, I'm ready to hop off. I'm Yeah, for sure. I'm feeling the molasses seeping in my eyes, so I'm getting that's a southern thing for like sleepy for those people who don't live in the south. And I think they word that different, but yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and hop off, y'all. But I appreciate you guys tuning in, and I will see you guys bright and early tomorrow morning. So. Um, It's the built-in indicator, volume control or point of control. So, anyway, y'all have a wonderful night. Peace. Yeah, no problem. All right, sorry I had to wait.